Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Global Youth Talk. My name is Itumela Mudiba, but you can call me Itu or Itu where you at. Unfortunately, guys, today Kwaxi is not. Kwaxi is not with us today. She had some things that she had to attend to or to do, but we promise that on the other episodes she'll make sure that she joins us.
Definitely.
Hi, guys, and introduce yourself. Who are you?
Let's start with the one that has an expensive intro.
I, darling, am the immaculate one. Or you can call me BK or Bukamaso if you prefer to be formal, but I prefer BK.
Ooh, you're so fancy.
Darling.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I'm Yvette Brains, your favorite host, and I'm so happy to have you here. If you just joined us, please do the honors. Press the subscription button, hit the notification bell. Make sure you comment if you have any questions or input. I'd like to know how my antennas are looking. Yeah, are you ready for today's podcast?
Yes, let's get right into
I am
it.
so ready. We have yet, few of others topics that we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah.
In the first episode, we said we are discussing thought-provoking topics.
Sure, of course.
Even today, we are still doing those things.
Still doing
Of
that.
course.
Here's the first question that I want us to, not a question, but a topic that I want us to talk about today or discuss. What do you guys think? Entrepreneurship versus traditional jobs. Is entrepreneurship better than traditional jobs for youth today? What do you guys think about that one?
I think that our youth,
Including yourself.
including myself, we are very innovative. We
Yeah.
are smart people, full of potential.
Sure.
And I feel like when we know or find that potential that we have within us and we actually unleash it and take advantage of it,
Yeah.
we can do so much. It's
Yeah.
just that a lot of people, they want to make money quickly,
Yeah.
you know. But what I would say is that I think you should balance it out because
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, if you start out a business now, it's not going to boom immediately. Some people do have the grace for that.
True.
But, realistically speaking, some people, you have to start from somewhere. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And obviously, you have to build on that. You have to build your brand. People need to know who you are. So on the side, do have like a traditional job just to keep yourself, just to keep an income.
Stability.
My dad actually taught me that in life, you should have 4 streams of income or more. You should have from the north, east, west, and south.
Wow.
Yeah.
So don't just have one and don't just rely on one income. And one thing that I've noticed about our generation, everyone wants to go into one direction when they see Uguti it's working for other people.
Yeah.
Not one thing. If one thing works for someone else, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you
For
as well.
everyone, yeah.
Some people are doing YouTube. Now everyone wants to go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some people are doing social media. Now everyone wants to be an influencer. It's not going to work for you. Now, what I would advise young people today is that find a problem in your society or in your area and tackle it and find a solution for it. And that's where you can build your business from.
Yeah.
But on the side, do have some sort of source of income so that you can take care of yourself, Dan. You know?
Yeah. So I would like to start from the foundation before we tackle this topic. So for me, if we were to differentiate entrepreneurship and traditional jobs, for me it's a win-win situation. But I'll start with entrepreneurship. So back in primary or high school, in EMS, they would always define entrepreneurship as individuals who are willing to take a risk because there's a gap and trying to innovate things and come up with something that's going to, go as far as job creation and making sure that they also have a source of income. While traditional jobs, it's also another safe way of actually having a stability in your life and having a 9-to-5 job and ensuring that you have this X amount of money coming into your account so that you can live within your means. But then now the argument comes back when we talk about entrepreneurship, which it was an argument for over years, but now it's sort of changing.
Yeah.
So back in the days, us Black people were never taught entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship that we were taught was traditional entrepreneurship to make money from selling tomatoes, selling potatoes, just to live within our means. If today I need bread, I can be able to purchase bread, but but it's not the type of entrepreneurship to build generational wealth where my children can inherit for it, where I can just also buy tangible assets to make much more money. So, of which also moving to traditional jobs, we also call it traditional jobs because it's so traditional. You get to primary, from kindergarten, primary, high school, varsity,
Tertiary.
then you have to get a job. It kind of limits us with our creativity and how we can actually expand in terms of being entrepreneurs and generating more money.
Yeah, I mean, remember when we were still growing, like when you were still very, very young in class, a teacher would ask you, what do you want to
be when
exactly
you grow up?
when you grow up?
Yeah.
And people say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this
That's
and
always
that.
traditional
I mean, like,
jobs.
yes, those are traditional jobs, but then you can easily turn them into what?
Entrepreneurship.
Exactly, because like if you want to become a doctor,
You can open your own practice.
yes, later in life you can open your own surgery or whatever that whatever it's called. To practice medicine in your own medicine shop, whatever
area.
it's called, right? Yeah, but then there's someone also who wants to become a police officer. You can't turn that into a business. I mean, you
you
can
can.
illegal way by taking bribes and stuff like that. I'm joking, but
Yeah, but maybe we should also expand, Luiti, what is entrepreneurship? Because in most schools, I think from primary, we need to teach entrepreneurship because mostly within our subject lines, it's more like how do you do things, but it's never like they never teach us the foundation of being someone who would think innovatively to invent something on their own. And yes, you're right, we can turn traditional jobs into entrepreneurship,
opportunities,
but how do you run the business? Do they know that you need to register your business on CIPC? Do they know that you also need to comply with the Employment Act? Do they know that there's HR stuff that needs to be done? You need to file for your taxes. I think some of those things
Are needed in
do
school.
sort of limit us from tapping into entrepreneurship because we don't have the knowledge.
I mean, it's not an easy route to choose
take,
or one to take, because even the teachers, they don't even encourage it because it's too risky. Imagine
It
if you have your savings and you're thinking of investing them into your own idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know if you're gonna succeed or not. So you just have to have that courage
to take the risk.
Yeah.
Exactly, take
Yeah.
that risk and see if it's gonna work or
Yeah.
not. Right?
But also,
And-
sorry,
okay.
you can go on.
All right, let me continue. So, in the hood, right? I remember when I went to I went to government schools, guys.
All of
I don't know
us.
about you.
All
So
of us.
when I was young, there would be like some old lady or a guy or whatever, and then they'll be selling like sweets and snacks at school, right? That is entrepreneurship.
It is entrepreneurship.
But then
yeah.
when we look at it, we don't see it as such.
Yeah.
And even teachers, they don't even acknowledge it and be like, you know what? You see that guy, you see that old lady, you see that? He or she can turn that easily into a big business.
Yeah.
Yeah. What they mostly encourage is what? You have to go study and get a degree so that you can get the job that you want, sit in an office and get paid for that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to praise you for
Yeah.
that. Oh, Yvette is a doctor
Yeah.
now. BK
Yeah.
is a lawyer now. And then
Yeah.
the teachers will be like, oh, you're making us proud.
Yeah.
But then imagine if the teachers meet me, we meet at the mall or somewhere, and they'd be like, what are you doing now? And I'm like, wait, see, ma'am or sir, I started business. Well, it's
Yeah.
still small, but yeah, I've started something. You'd be like, oh, okay, yeah.
But how many businesses have you ever witnessed where they sell tomatoes or sweets and they expand?
Oh, a lot.
Because you know what I'm saying. One thing that makes a business grow, it's reinvesting in your business.
Yeah.
And my point with traditional entrepreneurship that's being instilled into black people, it's we make 200 rands today. There's no bread at home. I need to buy bread from the 200 rand that I'm making.
Yeah.
So in school now, when they teach entrepreneurship, you have to reinvest the money into the bank account because it is what? Assets. So when you reinvest the money, you therefore now come back and say, okay, I need a shelf for my sweets. You buy a shelf. Now you're reinvesting back.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's prohibiting us from expanding the sort of entrepreneurship that we want.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, from a township perspective, there's less businesses that are making money. But currently, I know people who are making like a living from selling amakota. You
Yeah.
see, amakota has a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you find very minimum people who are reinvesting back
Yeah.
into the business, buying more machines,
Yeah.
now converting it into a bakery, selling bread, amakota, and making sure that the business also expands in their
Expands,
services.
yeah.
that they are offering to people.
So now, all I can say right now, now when it comes to entrepreneurship, I can say that I know the struggle of it because I manufacture 100% fruit juice.
Yeah.
The name of the brand is Fruity Juice. You can go support it. So now, now I lost. I wanted to say something, but then if you once saw a picture of, there's this guy called Max. I think he owns Max Lifestyle in Durban.
Okay.
That guy, I think they said that he started by selling meat, a butcher, something like that, and then he expanded into
Branches.
what the business is today.
Reinvesting
Like
into
now, the business is
yeah.
very big, very well recognized. Even celebrities go there.
Yeah.
When they visit
Reinvesting.
KZN, they
Yeah.
never come back this side without visiting that area.
Yeah.
Babam. So it shows, even if you start small, you can still end up there. And I don't think people who started businesses, they have an idea where will this journey take them. They don't know. Even some of the things that they end up doing are the things that they never even planned, or even in their mind that, you know what, I'm going to start doing this, or I'm going to do this and this and this and that, and then boom, I have a successful business.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You learn as you grow, and you're going to do things that you never even planned.
I like that point. So I think also with that being said, like entrepreneurship can be broad. So I think a common mistake that people make would be naming their business based on the services that they're providing at that time. And it sort of limits them to tap into other industries.
Yeah.
So the smart entrepreneurs that tap into the already existing market. For instance, franchises. But we're not on franchises.
Yeah.
But we can tap into something that's already generating money. If it's bakeries, you can name it a bakery, but it's sort of going to limit you if you were to sell mhlampa amakota or you were going to do something else. So I think also tapping into an already existing market makes it a lot more easy for you to generate much more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but reinvesting in the business is like the way to go for expansion.
Yeah. I mean, there are people who are self-employed,
Yeah.
right? They cannot, their business cannot run without them being there. And then they can't even delegate duties because they can't hire people to do the job, right? Those are called self-employed. So what do you guys think about that? Where do you think that falls into? Is it entrepreneurship, or does it fall under a traditional job?
I still think it's entrepreneurship, and I think every
But you're
entrepreneur
working
starts
though.
like that.
You're working though.
Because
But entrepreneurs work.
they
but-
work.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a person, his or her business can't function without him or her being there.
Okay.
That means you are self-employed. Or say you don't have a traditional job. Your
Okay.
main income is that small business of yours. And that means you are self-employed. Maybe it's you and your husband, or you and your son or your daughter who's working on this business. The two of you making a living, right? So those people are what? Self-employed. So where does that fall into? Is it entrepreneurship or traditional job? Because they're still working. They have to.
It's entrepreneurship. The only thing is they haven't found people to delegate the duties to. And I think every entrepreneur starts there. The same thing as you did with your juices. For sure, you started producing the juice yourself, or you approached someone so that they mix the stuff together.
Yeah.
But then let's say I am in PR. So in PR, I'll have to sort of coordinate the events first. I know the PR is very broad.
Yeah.
So for instance, as a social media manager, I can't then just trust someone to come and do the job. I need to do it myself, see the challenges that come with it. As soon as I'm well experienced with the space, I can then now call an E2 to come and say, this is how we work, and these are the possible challenges that you might come across.
Yeah.
And I would know how to,
Yeah.
tackle them. So I still think it's entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this
concur.
question. Yeah, there's this question that I think it links to the one that we are discussing about the entrepreneurship versus traditional jobs. So the question is, unpaid internships. Should unpaid internships be banned? Remember, we're speaking about entrepreneurship, right? And a person can be like, you know what, I need people to help me to do the job. So I don't have money to pay them. What I can do is to offer them experience in exchange of that, the job that they're doing. What do you think about unpaid internships? Do you think should be banned or what?
I don't think they should be banned.
Yeah.
We live in a world where there's no one that can hire you without an
Without experience. True,
Yeah.
especially
It
now in
doesn't
South
matter if
Africa.
you have the qualification, unless
Yeah.
you have like a connection, you can
Yeah.
get the job.
Yeah.
But I think they shouldn't be banned, but the employer as well, they shouldn't exploit us. That's why
Yes.
you need to have programs like Abo Yes for Youth program
Yeah.
that come on board with like a stipend to ensure that the company that's employing you, it's optional for them to top it up with 1,000 rands for your transport or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I don't think it should be banned.
What do you
Yeah.
think, BK?
I concur, Shem. She said everything I needed.
Yeah, I stole your
She stole
line,
my
girl.
line. No, I definitely agree. And that brings me back to actually a point that I wanted to make with regards to entrepreneurship and, traditional jobs. I did
Yeah.
say that balance it out, have both of them. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. And it's very much possible. If you put your mind to it and if you are determined and dedicated and disciplined,
Yeah.
enough to balance them out, because it's very much possible. 24
Yeah.
hours is very much enough for everyone to do what they need to do,
Yeah, guys.
And like she said, Uguti, these internships, excuse me, not only do they, offer you experience, but they also teach you what it is like in the workspace. And it also helps you develop relationships with certain people in the
Yeah.
workplace. And also, when you now have have built a foundation for your company, you know the type of people that you need.
Yeah.
You know how to handle certain types of people,
Yeah.
and all of those sorts of interactions.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So those are very much needed.
Yeah.
Those are very much
And
needed.
it's also a way to get hired,
Yeah.
because
True.
after a month they come back and review your stuff and say this candidate is really qualified, let's employ them.
Let's
because
employ them so much.
it's so tough to get online jobs. Have you ever applied on LinkedIn? Do you know how stressful that thing is?
Very.
It's
Yeah.
all about connection, guys.
True.
And sometimes if they don't call you,
Yeah.
you might end up applying forever. So going
Yeah.
for that internship could
Might
be
actually
another
be-
way.
it
Yeah.
could be a
Yeah.
stepping stone.
Yeah, and
So-
also having a 9 to 5 job is not a bad idea.
it's not a
Going
bad
back
idea.
to
Yeah.
the point of traditional
it's not a
jobs,
bad
Yeah.
like knowing that I'm expecting 4,500
At the end of the
at the end
month.
of the month, I have these expenses. I can be able to live within my means. Of which, with an entrepreneur, you never know because the amount
Yeah.
fluctuates.
Yeah.
Unless your business is now established and you
Yeah.
have like constant
Yeah.
and loyal clients
Customers, yeah.
that have to pay you month end. Yeah, I think both options are really fine, but tap into both because
So-
the economy is quite
So this
steep.
is what I'm thinking. I don't think unpaid internships should be banned, right? But there should be like regulations, making sure that these companies are not exploiting people.
As she
'Cause
said.
now you have to understand how maybe there might be other businesses out there whereby they have a budget or they have money to pay these people something, maybe like a stipend.
Yeah, like yes for youth, hey.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
at least they compensate you. for
Exactly,
stuff.
like maybe like give someone money for transport or whatever.
Yeah.
If there is money, I'm not saying like it should be compulsory. If there's money, do that. Cause like in many cases, I mean, we know that people can be greedy, guys. I mean,
True.
yeah. So like those regulations, they have to be put in place so that they are there to monitor the way business people are treating these people that they've employed who are under the unpaid or whatever internship.
So what do you think? There's even an opportunity for people to get into these workplaces without having to get paid. Do you think maybe it's just an employer saying that, listen, we're looking for people and we're just running a trial, or Genzalan, what could have cost people to now deploy people to work for free?
I mean, obviously, I feel like there's a lot of unemployment going on.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like for someone who just finished university or college, they don't have what do you call it, experience. And then now it means business owners, they don't even trust those people who they can do those jobs. So now what they do, they put them under an internship. I feel like maybe some businesses, they can do that to test if this person can actually work or do the job. And then later when he or she is still working, they end up giving him or her a permanent position.
Hey, Marabar,
so
disrespect.
I-
Like, honestly, because now everything is so practical. Obviously, if I'm going to apply for an internship, I'm most likely to have a degree or an interest
Yeah.
on that job. So, me knowing the job within 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
is like a probabilities game. I might know the job 85% than the person that's training me.
Exactly.
But why am I not being compensated for my transport?
And the
You
thing
know?
is also, it's not only that. I mean, I remember I was in a taxi years back. I don't remember which year was that.
Yeah, before you bought your Porsche.
Touch.
Yeah.
Claim it. Claim it. Claim it.
Yeah, before I bought my Porsche. There was this other guy, I think he works at the power station, right?
Yeah.
And then they bring new students who just graduated from the university or college. And then when they get there, they don't understand like some certain things. They can't do like their duties fully. Like it's because they don't have the experience. Now the guy says, I end up teaching them the job or the work, but I am not being paid the way they are being paid. But I'm the one who's teaching them the work or the job. So it's very, very unfair because he doesn't have the qualification, but he has the experience.
Yeah, I think experience defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly.
Of,
So,
getting
which
it.
means unpaid internships shouldn't be banned.
Yeah, they shouldn't be banned.
Yeah. So now I feel like these things, since unpaid internships are happening a lot, I feel like they should be taught also in schools. Or hey, Banabaka, this is what you guys are going to go through after you finish your matric, after you finish your high school, university or whatever. You might be in a situation whereby you need to gain experience, and then there's no job that is willing to offer you a position because you don't have the experience. So in some cases, you might end up having to work for entrepreneurship. Unpaid internships.
Yeah.
So now, obviously, speaking of that, and Gary, sometimes kids do not cooperate in school, right? Even though the teachers have to teach them. What do you guys think about this next topic that I want us to discuss? Corporal punishment in schools. That is what I want to discuss right now.
Yeah.
Should corporal punishment be brought back to maintain the discipline among learners in schools? What do you guys think?
Absolutely. You went to a public school, so you should know. I don't know if in private schools it's implemented, but I think at some point it really worked for us, guys.
Yeah,
it really worked. It
did.
really, really worked. Knowing that I'll get to school late and I'll get a duster here while it's cold, I'm going to rush to school.
Yeah.
But currently it's being seen as like abuse, but that thing is meant to instill discipline.
Yeah. True.
And a bit of a fear, because now children,
They do as they please.
like
Yeah.
there's such an imbalance.
I think back then, I think when I was in grade 1, grade 2, there was this other teacher who was abusing us. That one was
Yeah, it gets to a
abusing us.
point because some people take advantage of it.
Is it?
She was taking advantage of it because I remember, I'll be in class and she'll give us work and we'll do that work. And then we have to take the book to her to mark the book.
Yeah.
So I'll bring the book to her. Now I'm waiting for her to mark it and whatever. As soon as she spot a mistake or whatever, or a wrong or something else, you know what she would do? She would take that book and throw it in my face. All right.
And you're
So,
in grade 1. You know
Grade
what that
1,
does
grade 2,
to-
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So that
is
teacher,
crazy.
I still remember, and I remember, I even every time when I go back home, I even ask about her. Hey, where does that teacher stay, man?
Yeah.
I want to meet her one day and tell her, hey, where, nah?
Yeah.
The things that, because I remember I even told, I don't remember, was it my granny or my mom? I told them, hey, that teacher is abusing, is beating the out of me.
that is
And then I think my mom ended up going there to talk to the teacher.
confront her.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, no, I
It's too
can't take
much
it anymore.
now.
Because I remember
Yeah.
even like back then, even our classes, we have to clean them ourselves as learners. Ne? And then, you know what she would say to us? She would say, "E re ke go bethe mo letsogong, a dumelang gore ke mmete then can go home
What?
instead of cleaning."
That is so crazy.
Yeah. So there are those teachers who are abusing that
The power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It also
I
gets to a
get you.
point because some people go through their own things, you know, and utologuti, they can't let it out at home because the problem is at home. Now they take advantage of, you know, having to take out their anger on the child.
Exactly.
Because now utologuti, she's going through something kohabo, and then she can't vent to anyone, and the only way she can take out her anger
It's on
is to
children.
beat the child.
Exactly.
And that's, for
Very
me,
wrong.
that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I mean, yes, discipline is very much needed.
Yeah,
Because
it's
but
just
bana
a
ba-
little. Don't abuse the power.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
abuse
Because
the
kids
power.
don't listen, and the only way you can correct them is through corporal
Corporal
punishment.
punishment.
You
Yeah.
know? Even the Bible says it that
I was about to say.
even the Bible says that you should whip your child,
Yeah.
otherwise haumurati. That's
Yeah,
what it's
true.
in the book of Proverbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gets to a point. It should be regulated. Yes,
Yeah.
it should be there, but
Yeah.
to a certain extent, don't now
Yeah.
bring your
Abuse the
problems
power.
to
Yeah.
no.
Oh, that's
'Cause
interesting.
I
Speaking
remember-
of schools, I just want us to go back a bit when you spoke about, you know, making sure that we communicate. Well, I'm putting myself as a teacher this time, that we have to communicate with the learners. Uguti, going forward, you might have to work for free
Yeah.
in order for you to get jobs. I think now the South African system or the government has to start implementing practical programs,
Yeah.
right? For instance, EWC is a very practical tertiary. They have konje bayibizani where they cook and stuff, where they cook. No, not feeding scheme. It's a program or culinary school. I know people who are in science, they're also doing things practically. I think also in schools, I know with culinaries, some high schools do have that.
Yeah.
They bake
Consumer
and do
studies.
consumer studies.
what they're taking.
I think that's what has to be implemented, because at the end of the day, we have to be theoretical and practical.
practical.
Yeah,
you
but
know? Yeah.
come on, it doesn't really work. I mean, help the unemployment rate that is already here, that we faced with or dealing with right now. Because remember, there are teachers out there. Ne? I mean, I get it. If you study education, you're gonna have to do what? At a certain, I mean, like you have to go to school and do your practicals every year, I think. Yeah. So, but then even after they graduate, some of them, they can't even find jobs,
Yeah.
even though they have the experience of doing practicals.
But
What
remember,
about doctors
practical,
also?
How
It's
many
part of
years?
the-
How many months? It's not tangible experience.
Yeah.
Because tangible experience is like a year plus. A
But then
tangible experience.
teachers keep on
But if-
going back, though. They keep on going back to school.
do you know why?
practicals.
Do you know why teachers also tap into that? Because it's the only career currently that's sort of seemingly easy
To
get,
get,
and it
to-
has that stability because it has a lot of benefits.
No, what
You
I'm
know what I
saying
mean?
is, there are still people who are qualified there who hold degrees in education, but they can't find jobs. Yet they have the experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. There has to be those implementations. Would say there needs to be some practical studies, which also now brings in more employment.
Yeah.
Saying that you teach theory of this subject and you teaching a practicality on this subject. So if maybe it's a subject around being a teacher, then now it means that in the practical class, today we're having you teaching us a certain subject so that you practice how to teach learners. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
So I think the implementation of practical things within the school systems is very necessary to also give us more experience when it comes to our CVs. At least
Yeah.
if I have like a 1-year experience,
Yeah.
someone is willing to consider me for a
Yeah.
stable job.
But then there are those who say they can't find jobs because they say they are overqualified, over-experienced, and all that.
Then decrease. Another thing that graduates do, they don't even want to settle for a mere 5,000 rands. Like, guys, where are you going to find the jobs
Yeah.
if you are choosing?
No, they don't have a problem with that. But then you find that the employer is very, very intimidated by that.
Oh, please.
Please.
Why?
Yeah,
This
please.
is a benefit to your company.
Yes.
You're getting an experienced person who's over the top experience,
Yeah.
and you don't want that in your company.
And he's
'Cause not only-
overqualified because the salary that they might want, it's not there. But Trust
but
me,
still.
imagine if the salary that you're supposed to get is like 30,000 rand and then I bring it down to 15,000 rand. Do they even communicate that thing?
But honestly speaking, I feel like they should negotiate and come to an equilibrium because at some point, you know, when that person is in the company, more sales are going to come in, more money is
True.
going to come in because
True.
the strategies and the structures that they're going to place in the company might elevate the company. So then
True.
obviously, as time goes, then it can, you know, it's a scratch my back, I scratch your back type
Yeah,
of situation.
sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree, 100%.
Because, like you said, most people are selfish. And I feel like in this day, we need to come to a place of agreement.
Yeah,
Not
you
everything
need
is
to-
going to go your way.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to, you know, be as
Yeah.
you want it to be. But you need to be willing to compromise
Yeah, and
to
some
a certain point.
employers do revise your salary after 3 months and say, actually, we agreed for 15. I think I can afford you now because I've seen how you work and
Exactly.
stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, sometimes it's not the employer, it's the manager. The manager feels like, hey, once we employ this one, probably she might come or he
And
might
take
come after
over.
my position.
And he's
Because
being selfish, though.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely selfish.
so yeah, that's how the world is, guys. So we spoke about student, right? And here's a topic that I want us to discuss now before we close. Student and teachers dynamics, right? Remember, like, okay, let me ask it the way it is, right? The way I wrote it down. Do you get tempted by young teachers? I mean, do youth get tempted by young teachers? And in what way?
Do you mean like,
Tempted, like
oh, you're so
seductiveness.
pretty?
I mean,
Really? Does
They
that thing
are
happen?
students. Yeah.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
actually,
I can testify to
I
it.
can testify.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I can definitely
So
testify to
I remember
that.
when I was doing this other show on this other radio station,
Yeah.
and then my programs manager was like, you know what, on your show, I want you guys to discuss this topic. And on that topic, we had to discuss about the secrets that you have, but you've never told anybody. So we had to go to the campus where students are there. So I remember there was this other lady that I asked a question, what are some of the, do you have that one secret that you have that you've been hiding from anyone that people don't know about that you would want to tell me right now? Something like that. I don't remember
Yeah.
how
How
I
she phrased
asked
the
the question.
question,
Yeah,
yeah.
how I asked the question. Yeah. And then that lady, she was a student, by the way. That lady was like, I once slept with my my lecturer.
Your face, girl. Your face.
And not for marks or whatever.
It was just a mutual thing.
Yeah.
But it happens, guys.
Ah.
Like, okay, not
for
like that.
For sure, within
Not
their
like
contract
that.
as well, these teachers, there is something that they sign with this. They are not supposed to date students.
Nah, but
so
I feel like
it is considered sexual harassment.
Probably.
okay, I
Yeah.
feel like oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to word this out. Like you said, in the
Please do.
contract,
Yeah.
but
It's
there's
a
no
policy
contract.
thing
It's a
for
policy
school.
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
But in my personal life,
Yeah.
I don't think like you have a contract on my life. If I say, look, okay, for example,
Hi, Ngani.
no, listen,
Ngani?
hear me
Hi.
out, hear me out. If let's say I go out,
Yeah.
and I happen to see my teacher,
Yeah.
at, let's say at a restaurant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with school. We're on recess.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with school. Our feelings are mutual, right? But at school, don't look at me. I don't look at
There's
you.
no way.
Like,
I'm gonna
do you
favor
understand?
you and give you a scope and make sure
Yeah.
that you pass.
Yeah,
And
it can
even if
go
you're not
there.
in my class, I can
Yeah.
always talk to your teacher.
Yeah. I mean, I
okay,
do.
if you put it like that, yes.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I always think ukuthi abathisha that abajwayele nabantwana abancane, you are not the first person.
No, I'm
Definitely
not
not
saying
the
ukuthi you should go for
last.
like the young ones.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just
I
saying.
think when
like,
you're talking about mutual feelings,
Yeah.
how many people do you think he has mutual feelings for? I got a testament from this other guy who says, I'm a fresh teacher from, college, and now I'm starting to teach people. And every time when I look back, there's this student that's sit in the front and she just opens up her legs and spread them wide so that I can see her underwear.
Yeah.
Like, honestly speaking, it's something that's not even.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
can't
also,
support that.
like, going back to high school, you saw those young girls, man. Like, they wear
Mini skirts, yeah.
So somehow, man, it can be teachers can be tempted
Yeah.
to that. Because, like, especially high school kids. And now when I was in high school, I remember my peers used to date taxi drivers.
Hey, wait, nah. Ish.
Right? They used to date taxi drivers. So before it even became a thing, I thought, hey, you don't have to date this person who's older than you. It wasn't a thing back then. Now it became a
Guys,
thing.
we need
because of-
people who are 10 years older than us, but
Yeah, but
you
they're
shouldn't
not
go
in
for your
school, though.
teachers. Because
Yeah.
how? Like,
Yeah.
you see me in the corridor, I'm trying to just get
Compose
feeding scheme or
myself.
something,
Oh.
and then now you are here.
I'm
no,
getting
I
you
couldn't
guys
do it.
can speak and be like, you know what? I'm interested in you, but let's wait until you finish your degree. Then, yeah, we
If
can.
he's
These
actually
guys are
serious.
married,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
They're married, so please, it's not gonna work for sure.
Probably.
Yeah. No, that conversation shouldn't even be there, guys. Temptation, yes, but if you act on it, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. So now.
Is this like for the teachers or for like students or
Oh,
both
for
ways?
all of you, teachers, students, just don't do it.
Uh-huh.
Don't
So-
do it.
So if I were to like finish off the question, because like this is how it was like a 2-part question. How can learners control or manage this to avoid trouble? Like avoid being tempted
Wear
by the
long
teachers.
skirts.
I feel like teachers should also not reveal or be too comfortable with the kids. Like, for example, don't like.
No, I disagree. But let me
Too
hear you out.
comfortable in which sense?
Yeah.
No, like for example, let me give my personal experience, right? I had a crush on like my EMS teacher in grade
Oh
7. This was grade
my
7.
Grade 7.
guys, Grade 7.
Oh,
I was a
poor
kid.
innocent.
I was
Okay.
guys. He had finished like school, like
Oh, he was
he
one of
matriculated.
those young teachers. Was he a
Yeah.
substitute
He was a
teacher?
student teacher.
Oh, okay.
Doing his
You-
practicals. That is so
No,
cool.
it was you and your friends.
It was the whole class. guys.
Exactly,
was
I know
fun.
that,
But
yeah.
that's not the point. That's not the point. What I'm trying to say is the teacher shouldn't be comfortable with the kids to the point where, like, boundaries should be set.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, teachers shouldn't, those student teachers shouldn't, because girls are delusional. I know I'm delusional. If my teacher
We
looks
all
at
are,
me and is
babes.
like, you're very smart, I'm going to be like, oh, he wants
sees
me.
me.
You understand?
My
So
God.
it shouldn't be. Don't engage too much with them. Like, it's just teaching, bro. I'm here for
Yeah,
teaching.
yeah.
I'm not there. If I look at you, you look away fast.
Yeah.
Don't even breathe my way.
The reason why
Understand?
I said I disagree with you, it's because I feel like teachers should be approachable, right? So
I hear that.
No,
me
she
as a,
meant too comfortable, like
how
in
do
a
you
way that might make the other person think
Think
you are
that,
interested, like leading them
yes,
on.
yes.
Because
Like
there's
how?
some teachers vele bona ba jwalo, right?
Bajwalo vele.
But then how do you define too comfortable?
Too comfortable is, oh, your hair looks great today. Like
complimenting.
compliments. No, you
what if I'm
can't.
doing that to give
To break
this
the ice.
Don't.
no, not to break the ice, to give this young kid a confidence.
No, I
No,
don't need it.
don't
That's
do
why I have
that.
this
That's why I
hairstyle
have
up.
friends. That's why I have people.
Yeah,
that
don't
go.
do that.
Guys. I mean, you have
No,
to
you
understand.
can't be
You have to understand how
complimenting.
there are kids out there who don't see or hear such words coming from their parents.
You see, if I have a new hairstyle, you can say, "Oh, I think even how you
The way you
phrase
say
it,
it, yeah,
yeah, you
it's
can't say,
important.
"Oh,
You can't just say,
you
"Oh,
look
your
so
hair's
beautiful."
beautiful.
Oh my goodness, yo, that hair is banging. Oh,
Don't
I'm
glaze
gonna
me
have
too much.
ideas.
Just be like, oh, I see you changed your hairstyle.
Yeah.
It looks good. It
Yeah,
looks neat.
utokoyon.
Finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
No, I get it, guys. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no.
so we discussed a lot, guys. With this, we spoke about entrepreneurship versus traditional jobs. We spoke about unpaid internships.
Yeah.
We spoke about corporal punishment in schools. We spoke about student-teachers dynamics on temptation and stuff like that,
Yeah.
dating and whatever. So, overall, guys, what is it that you can say to close this episode?
I'm on entrepreneurship and making sure that we support our economy. I do think that Black people have to start monetizing their brands. Let it be it's a personal brand. Let it be it's something that if it's a traditional job, try to change it into entrepreneurship. If you're a
Yeah.
doctor working for a
Open a
certain
practice.
institution, try and just make it your own thing. You
Yeah.
know, I do think that we need to see young entrepreneurs, generating their own income so we can build generational wealth and having a lot on the under 30 phobes. Yeah, definitely. We need to see hyper independent females and males.
Yeah.
And making sure that we conquer as
shine.
Black people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and her saying that, start now.
Yes.
You know what you carry within you. Start now. Don't say, oh, I'm waiting for me to reach 28 so I can get a bank loan. No,
Yeah.
start now. Start somewhere. Do something, wash cars so that you can build up your capital, and eventually, it will grow into something else that you can invest in yourself. Like she said, reinvest in your business.
Yes.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Babysit, tutor. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that has a lot of money, actually.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So now I want to speak to that parent who's watching this. I want to speak to that student, to that child who's talking to, who I'm talking to right now. Listen, guys, certain decisions that you make in life, you don't have to make them at that time or at that age. Yes, I know, Jorge, you might want to get a tattoo. You might want to date that person or have a feeling or maybe have a liking for a certain person, or maybe want to do something that is of, what can I say, like a big decision, or that forms part of a big decisions. Come on, help me, guys.
That is not at the right time, perhaps.
It's not the right time. Now it's not the right time. Why? Because you are immature. For example, when I was still young, I remember I once pierced my ear, and then my mom saw me. She slapped me in the face. And said, Nta. She cussed, right?
Oh, okay.
It was a cuss. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Motsebeng, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, my mom hates me. She doesn't want me to do this. And my friends have earrings and whatever. And their parents, they don't do nothing or whatever. But then later in life, I've realized, my mom helped me because I hate earrings as a guy. I'm not saying guys shouldn't wear earrings or whatever, but me personally, I hate earrings, and I got to realize, you know what? Certain decisions, you don't have to make them then. You have to wait, until you get matured. So even the young ones at home, wait for the right time. Right now, you don't know what you want. You really don't know what you want. Yes, I'm telling you. So wait until you are grown enough to make that decision. Because if you tattoo your skin, what if when you're older, like maybe like 5 years older, you don't like that tattoo? And then...
Or you develop a skin disease.
Exactly. So like wait until you're old enough for you to make such, certain decisions. Yeah. That's all I can say.
That.
So, that's it, guys, for today's episode.
Yes.
Yeah, it went well. I don't want to lie. I enjoyed it. The conversation was flowing and all that. But we want you, as a listener or as someone who's watching this podcast right now, to comment, like, and share this episode with your friends and family, because some of the things that we're speaking about is an information that someone would want to know by one, or looking for answers or whatever. Like maybe their answer is here. So yeah, that's why we're saying like share, like, and comment.
Clock it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes.
Until next time.
And we're out.
Bye.